alcohol content. What's going on? We are here to drink and review some whiskey. But before we get all into that, who are we drinking with? We got Ryan.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. We got Rick.
Okay.
That's the preamble into this whiskey.
Exactly.
What?
Atlanta. Although I'm
A-town.
A-town, but I'm Austin. We'll finish the introduction. But guess what? We're going to A-town. We got some whiskey to drink that I brought for you guys.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I went on a little trip. I went to ASW Distillery because I didn't know anything about Georgian whiskey at all. And Rick actually was like, "Oh, you should go try this out." And I went, and honestly, I was kind of impressed. So
Atlanta whiskey, baby.
I brought back a couple bottles for us to review, and the one we are going to be doing today is going to be the Resurgens Rye, their cask strength bottle, because we ain't going 90 proof. I think that's what the other one is. We're going all the way up.
Yeah.
Start from the bottom. Now we're here. Drake's from Atlanta, right?
These go to
Yeah.
these go to
Atlanta,
11.
Canada.
So this is a rye. It's 100% malted rye, and
100% rye.
100% rye.
That's awesome.
And it's something that they make themselves. This is not they didn't
Source it
or
or
anything. And I was like, okay, I like this place already. So they do have some other stuff where they have bourbons called Fiddler, and they have a bunch of different expressions of Fiddler, but it is all sourced. And it was cool because they were super transparent about that at the distillery.
That is cool.
They're like, hey, we have this bourbon that we mess with. We get it from MGP. We barrel it. We do some stuff. We fiddle with it, right? Mm-hmm. Wink. And then we sell bourbon because that's the most popular whiskey in America. Well, turns out they also really love rye. That's like their main thing. Their rye is their first that they started making back in the day when they first started, which was like 2011. And then they also have a bunch of American whiskey, like single malt.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Like they have Isla expressions, some Springbank expressions and stuff like that. And they also have stuff that they've distilled with brewer's yeast and stuff. Or,
Weird.
Yeah, so brewer's malt or
They're
whatever.
experimenting and producing and doing all kinds of stuff.
Which is exactly what I want from American distillery. It's like, all right, you guys understand bourbon, you got to sell it, and it's good. Like their Fiddler is well known, but it
is, and this is a super big treat. Not because it's rye though, Austin, but we're out west, and I see a lot of people like the Fiddler bourbon, or there's different variations of it. I don't know if it comes west of the Mississippi, but we've never even I've seen it on electronic media, but never in person have I ever seen
the electronic media. I've seen it on what you kids call that digital stuff.
The corrupt electronic media companies.
Yeah.
Man yells at cloud.
Yeah. I'll be laughing when China owns you. That's for sure. It's like Mr. TikTok.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever. You're the one on the social media.
So we can't get it. I'm sure if you live somewhere in the middle of the country, or definitely if you're on the southeast, I'm sure this is going to be everywhere. They said that they distribute pretty far. I know on the West Coast, we can definitely get their double single malts thing. Would you remember what that one's called, Rick?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I think it's cool they're doing them, but I can't remember the name.
We can get some of their American stuff, but definitely not this rye. So,
or Fiddler. I have never seen Fiddler bourbon, any of their Fiddler bourbons. But anyway, it's extra special.
Exactly.
That you brought it back because we can't get it.
When you're traveling, make sure you check out distillers around you because you're going to find some cool local stuff or some big stuff that you want to go check out. This was a little gem that I happened to find. So let's smell it, boys. What's going on?
So, and you tested it at the distillery, but this was just crap.
I've had multiple drinks before that, but it blew my mind, which is why I have the bottle here. I was like, wow, because I love Stellum. You guys know it. The fans know it. I was like, damn, if this is $80, which I think, if I remember correctly, this is $80, and this can go up and I think beat Stellum. I think I found a new favorite, boys.
Well, there you go. It's so you've tried it once, but we just cracked the bottle off air, 20 minutes ago or whatever, opened it up to air it. And so Ryan and I have not, this is our first experience. The nose is fun.
Dense rye.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, sometimes my schnoz is in there and I pick up the mint. Other times it's caramel.
Yeah, it's really refreshing.
Yeah, it's
not. It doesn't smell peppery at all.
No, I'm not getting the pepper. I'm getting more tea and
flowery,
floral,
green.
Yeah. Forest floor, tea, floral.
Tea is a good call.
I think so.
I get tea.
Yep. Like chamomile or something, which is the only tea I drink, by the way. So that's the only.
It is not chamomile.
I only have herbal teas. Okay, so
you got to try some oolong, some Lapsang Saochong.
Oh yeah, heard of that one.
Mm-hmm. Really good.
Yeah, the nose is fun. There's a lot going on there.
Nothing, and it's 112 proof.
Doesn't smell like it at all.
Doesn't come off super strong. I actually think that the proof and the smell of the whiskey kind of mix well together, which I think makes it a little bit more floral. Give it a little taste.
Ooh. So it's interesting that you compared it to Stellum a little bit.
I was just more comparing it is
you like Stellum a lot,
the level of it, because this thing is wild.
Yeah, it's a lot less of the kind of caramel brown sugariness of the Stellum. It's a lot more of the kind of wild herbal. The rye comes through in that crazy way.
Yeah, but not in a super peppery. It's
it's not peppery.
It kind of slips and slides a little bit on what flavor is coming out.
But it's interesting because it's pretty dark.
Yeah.
So there's a decent amount of like barrel influence on
here.
There's
definitely barrel char going on here.
But you don't get, it's not like super sweet at all.
No, it's not exactly. It's not super sweet. I definitely get barrel influence for sure. There is some caramel. But it's not on the sweet end.
But it's like a buttery sweetness.
Yeah.
That mixed in that tea, on the nose, you got the tea. The tea is coming through on the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Super enjoyable. I think the wood is there's not a wood spice. It's like a wood. It's actually kind of like a toasted barrel more. Like I'm kind of getting notes that are closer to toasted barrel. And the reason why I can kind of relate that more is I actually had some of their toasted barrel whiskeys that had that more marshmallowy sweetness. This kind of reminds me a little bit of that.
There's a hint of that for sure. This is a big man's rye. I mean, this is not.
You got my big boy pants on.
No, this is not a beginner's rye at all. This is it's not super sweet, but there's sweetness there for sure, but it's not super sweet. There's just a hint of caramel, but we're not going into the brown sugar area or anything like that. It is 100% rye.
Yeah.
Which is even interesting that there's not even barley, a 5 or 10% barley mash bill.
And it almost has a lot of that or whatever. Barley kind of like mouthfeel and things like that. So
no, this is rye to 11.
Yeah, turn this up to 11. Yeah. And it, for me, I don't know about you guys, but it just keeps giving, like I've got this wonderful Georgia hug going on. I'm serious, that's just not going away.
Yeah. Okay.
What? Yeah, no, it's
Georgia hug.
Well,
it keeps giving. When I tasted this, I was like, I have to bring this back to the boys.
Yes. I like this a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah.
Which is what we like nowadays.
This is an experience. But not heavy, which I really like about it.
No, just intense.
It's a bit more of like a dancer instead of like this heavy hitting something. It's like it dances around my
I would say more like a stomp crew.
There we go. But there's moves,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting some little orange zest on it now.
Atlanta stomp crew. There you go.
Oh, this is.
And on the nose, I get much more butter when I go back now.
Yeah.
So their normal rye, which I don't remember, I think it's 90 proof. Forgive me, ASW, if it's 80, then it's 80. But it's red. It has the same cover, and it's red. And I had that actually after this one because they just gave me a free taster of it. And that one was really good as well, but went more chocolatey. And this was after I had a few whiskeys. So
interesting.
just keep that. There's an asterisk there.
Oh, this just tastes a little chocolatey.
But going from this, which is 112 proof, to their 90 proof, it still was like, there's actually a big difference between these two. And it went more into chocolate notes. So I almost got that one too, but I didn't have enough room in my suitcase. 2 bottles is enough, which, by the way, I got a second one. I got one of their American whiskeys, a single malt, that they peat, and they actually get the peat shipped over from Scotland and stuff.
Really?
So,
oh wow,
yeah. That one I'm really excited. We haven't opened that one. I've obviously tried it, but that one's called Tire Fire, and it's aged in or finished in rum barrels, and so it kind of smooths out the
pretty wild
the peatiness.
Yeah,
but overall, I was super impressed. If you guys are either in Georgia or you see this on the shelf, I give them a stamp of approval. The Bourbon Master is saying absolutely.
If you like rye,
yeah,
I think that's the caveat for this particular bottle. If you like rye, this is the most rye. This is more rye than I think I've ever had in a bottle.
This is more rye than you.
Now I'm getting the chocolate notes. It's minty chocolate.
There's some mint chocolate on the back end.
Oh,
it's really good if you like a rye profile.
For sure.
And we do. Obviously, we've talked about it. We have multiple episodes about it. It's not super heavy. It's not desserty. It's just intense and rye.
Yeah. And what's cool is it just has a lot of history in the area for Atlanta. It's the first rye whiskey since Prohibition. So they're kind of in Georgia. They're kind of upstarts since 2011. So
that's awesome.
They've won a bunch of awards, which if that means anything to you,
Ryan always goes, no,
not to me.
I don't know if you pay to get these awards or not, but if they did, it was good for them to do it because it was whiskey that deserved it.
This is good.
Yeah,
it's good.
ASW,
yeah,
on the map. I'm a fan. It's cool. I went back into the distillery. They show me they have 2 copper pot stills that are just right next to each other, and
that's what's up.
Went through the process of what they do, talking about the head of the whiskey, the heart of the whiskey, and the tail and stuff, and how they mix the head and the tails together to then use that
starter
for other stuff. And it's like, okay,
yep,
they know what they're doing, and
pretty
legit. So
this is a grown-up rye for sure. It's good.
All right.
Very good.
Bing bang boom
boom. Get your big boy pants on, folks.
yeah.
Okay.
Because we got a heavy hitting rye. I gotta say, if you find this is good, this is like almost a dessert to have if you like ryes. Although I'm gonna have this for breakfast, I'm gonna have this for lunch and for dinner. So
snap your fingers.
I'm gonna put it on my Wheaties.
Yeah.
Do you stay?
Alrighty. You like the episode? You turn on Little John and you do shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure you subscribe because we're bringing more. Now I'm traveling. I'm traveling to get you the whiskey now. Okay, so it's kind of a big deal, and who knows where we're gonna go? But you're gonna go with us. Heart. And then that's it. That's it, folks. Bye bye.